All right, guys. Hey, it's Latoria, and I'm super excited because I'm showing you guys my flip house. Yay! So, for those who have just started following me or not followed me and just catching this video, I started my channel trying to do a workout channel, and it didn't really go that well. So then I started just incorporating videos with my family and all that, but I've been so busy that I don't post like I should. I do not post like I should. I can admit that. My goal was to post once a day, and I'm here and there a little bit. But anywho, I've been so busy, and part of the things that some of the things that I've been doing is I have opened up a shelter, and I have been working really hard on that. It's an emergency shelter for youth that are in foster care that don't have anywhere to go. So it's like the kids that can't get placed in foster homes because of behaviors or just because their cases are really, really, really sensitive. And sometimes, understandably, people do not want to get involved with cases that they can't handle, such as kids that have been abused and have a lot of mental health issues or have addictions and things like that. And when I say kids, I mean kids who are like 10, 12 years old and they're hooked on methamphetamines or heroin, or they have anger issues where they will hit you. And so I've been doing that for 18 years, a long time. I've been doing it for 18 years. And so I opened up a second facility, and I'm so proud of my family. We came together and got a house remodeled for that. And in the process, I bought a house for $9,000. And this house, when I say $9,000, I mean literally $9,000. And so it looks like a house for $9,000. It looks like you're going to have to put the work in. It needs more than elbow grease. It needs like a whole haul, like a whole... Oh, I'm going to show you, but you'll see. So what I'm doing today is I am setting off the second round of foggers. Now, how the people who were renting this house out felt good enough about themselves, and I'm not talking crap on anybody because I'm grateful that they were in that position, I guess. They did not take care of their house. They didn't. And I feel bad for saying that because, yeah, they didn't. They were slumlords in a sense. But it was because the previous owner was elderly, and she wasn't able to take care of the house, and then her kids really didn't take care of the house for her either. And so they had people living in the house, and it's infested, or was infested, and I'm going to show you what I mean by infested. And so, yeah, but it's my first house that I'm actually flipping. But I watched my dad do it for so long as a kid. Oh, y'all see how crazy I'm looking? That's how rough I've been living the last few days. I got wood chips in my hair. I have dust in my hair. I've been cleaning up. I've been all kinds of stuff. But anyway, this house is a really old house. It was built in the 1920s, and it is just completely nasty. And I'm setting off my second round of foggers. I think I said that. I feel like someone's calling on me already. And everything has to be touched. So this video is just to show the inside and a little bit of the outside of the house and what I have to do. And bugs. It's a fly. It's not really even a bug. But it was so roach infested, and I'm like almost like, yeah. But anyway, no further ado about that. I'm just like proud that I was able to buy it. It's actually my first purchase period of a home. I've never bought a house before. So this being the first house that I've ever bought on my own is pretty cool. I'm excited about it, even though it looks really rough. But the bones and the build of the house, I'm like completely in love with it because I like older homes. Like the modern builds, they're really nice. They're really fancy and all that. But I like character. I like the structure. And I like the floor plan. So my goal is to get it remodeled, like completely remodeled, like gutted, remodeled. And I'm going to stay in the house for a few years because I am going back to school to get my master's degree in public administration. And yeah, so I'm gonna show the house and what I need to do. And as I work in the house and keep the house, get the house updated, I'm just gonna show my progress and everything. And yeah, so this is my first flip home, like I said, and this is so cool to me. But yeah. I'm gonna start, like, this is the front door. It's currently a steel door, but I have found a door that is super nice. It has like almost like that stained glass look. I'm not sure if I'm exactly gonna get that, but that's the goal, to have a really beautiful door and have a very nice entrance. And this is just the front wall here. And the ceilings are so high. Like, that's the other, like, highlight. It's a super high ceiling. And my windows. Like I said, I love the character. Oops, I kicked the fogger over. But I love the character of the house. And as y'all can see, this was like Joe's apartment. I don't know if y'all remember that movie from like the early 2000s, but it was like Joe's apartment. And like I said, the ceiling fans. And here's the first bedroom. They have French doors. And for the most part, I think I'm gonna keep the doors the same. I'm a DIYer, like hardcore. So I will be keeping the doors if I can't find another one, because I don't know if y'all know how much doors cost. But hell, them doors is expensive. Just to replace these doors alone is almost $1,000 because they're so high. They're so tall. Like, they gotta be at least like 8 foot. And the ceiling like is like 13. So it's a super high ceiling. This is like the front bedroom. And it has really nice windows. The walls. So, and the little closet. There's my first fogger that I did. I'm going to swap them out and go for round 2 to get rid of Joe's. Funny, my son is, his nickname is Joe. Get rid of Joe's crap. The floors are hardwood, which I really wanted to keep the hardwood. That was my idea or my thought when I first bought this house. But unfortunately, the people before this had like 10 cats, like literally, and they pissed all over the floor. Like, for cat lovers, I'm sorry, but I'm about to really just light y'all asses up. If you got cats, keep them motherfuckers clean. Sorry, I know it should be, I'm gonna figure out how to censor that. But for real, keep it clean. If you got cats, they shouldn't be pissing on the walls. Okay, so here's the dining room. And I wish I could do like a nice view, but this is like probably an original picture, mirror. You know, it has a chandelier. I found one to replace it. And I found a really beautiful one. It's kind of like an Art Deco one. And yeah. It's again, super high ceilings. And this is room 2. Now, you know how crazy this neighborhood is. Now, okay, let me back up. The reason why I bought this house, oh, isn't that gross? The reason why I bought this house is not only because of the price, but because it's in a historic neighborhood. And the history behind this neighborhood is like super exciting to me. Obviously, I'm a black girl and I love black girl magic. And the school around the corner, the original school around the corner was one of the first all black schools before segregation. And had to pause it for a second. And the school was the Dunbar Elementary School. And Dunbar Elementary School was one of the first black elementary schools before segregation. And the history of the school and the history that it has in the town is really, really prolific and strong. Y'all see how dirty these walls are. But I'm going to strip the walls, remud them, and sand them down. And isn't that gross? I'm taking out all these cabinets. doing the ceilings, replacing the chandeliers. And the neighborhood is being revitalized. And if anybody knows about regentrification or revitalization of areas, you know, you got to go in and change up the abandoned and horrible homes. And so our town is revitalizing this whole area. And so I am getting in on the revitalization of it and restoring what was a historical Black area. Isn't that pretty dope? Okay, that's back into the front dining room and living room and the kitchen. Ooh, look at these walls. Y'all can tell the bugs was happy up in this mug. So yeah, all that's coming out. Stove is coming out. Again, the cabinets and everything is coming out. I found new cabinets. I'm very cheap and frugal. I can admit that. I'm not ashamed to say it. So all the floors will be redone. And I found them some new floors and things at a secondhand store and they have new and used. So I found some really nice new cabinets and new chandeliers and things. Look at all them freaking bugs. How nasty, right? All the cabinets are coming out. The bathtub, the sink, all that toilet coming out. Everything's going to be stripped down to the freaking bones. Little attic. I'm trying to think if I'm going to put, what I'm going to put in here as far as new fixtures. Yeah. So what ended up happening is I lived in a city, about an hour and a half away. And it's a larger city. It's almost 500,000 people live there. And I moved back to a town that has almost 50,000. So just the adjustment again is just crazy. And so yeah, this is the home. I gotta put these foggers down. Ew, my keys, I gotta touch them. Y'all see this? It's real life up in here, okay? I've done 8 foggers already. Poor keys. And I can't really hold the phone and go in the basement. But y'all see this? I gotta tear up pretty much all of the house. So I'm tearing up the sides and the floors and the porch, redoing all the porch. Now look, they have all them bugs and they can do DirecTV, but they couldn't get them bugs out. So yeah. And my battery wants to die now. I gotta redo all the sides. It's a really quiet neighborhood. Across the street is a garden. There's an older gentleman. He comes out here and he's elderly and has dementia, but he loves to garden. So he bought the whole half of a block to garden. And there's just nobody's down there. Normally it's quiet on this street, which is, here go the popo. Anyway, this house is abandoned at this particular point, but we're in the works to buy this one as well. But right here is my new baby. My new project. Super, super, super excited. So yeah, the roof is okay, but I probably will end up redoing the roof along with all the gutters. And put up a fence. So yeah, like I said, they are revitalizing our downtown area. I live in a town where the original Lee company, Lee Jeans, and all that was at originally, and the buildings are over there. I don't know if you can see the little brown top right here. That is the original Lee Jeans factory, and they are gutting that whole building, and the silos I think are coming down, and they are going to put up condos and lofts, because this town actually has a vibe. People come here because it's quiet. My little basketball court, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to take it out or not. My thought was to rip up all these roots, leave the trees, and put a swing out here on that limb, pull up all the roots and kind of cement it a little bit, and put a carport from the alley and a garden and the little shed and the back of the house. Like I said, all these boards have to come kind of off, and I'm gonna put up probably new siding next year and not try to spend all my money in the first swing and figure out what I gotta do. But it's going to be a home I stay in for a couple of years and finish school so I live rent free, and then also invest in some other properties. I think this thing is locked, so I have to go back home and get the, yep, it's locked. But this goes down to the basement, and it's so scary. It is so scary, man. There's so many spiders and roaches. But I fogged it, and so yeah, I am not putting my phone down, but I'm going to show y'all and run the hell up out of here once these foggers start going off. So yeah, that's my new house. And this is all the work I have to do. This floor is so gross. Those cats took over. They peed on the walls. Like, my goal in life is to never be a cat lady. So I need to get married. I need a boo, because I refuse to be a cat lady. I don't even want a dog. My son wants a snake so bad. But I refuse to be a cat lady. That's not how my life is set up. So, anyway. Okay, so let's get to fogging, right? So if you never used a fogger before, and I hope you never really had to, but in case you need to know how to use a fogger, it's pop off the black top, you shake it really, 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 really good, and then you press down away from your face. There we go. No, keep going. And put it down. That's fogger 1. Here goes fogger number 2. And you put it down on the surface to where it doesn't stain. Woo! Fogger number 3. Oh, I said I was going to put it in this one. Oh, shoot. I did the other room, so I need to make sure I do it in here. Press it down. And try to put it in like the center of a room. Ooh. Got it on me. Crazy, right? Take care of your real estate, people. It's an investment. Okay, 1. There we go. That's a strong one. And my last one, and I'm locking up for the night. I don't know how anybody lived in here. And the crazy part is, I don't see any bugs today, which is really good. Okay, I'm locking up. I don't see any bugs in here today. And, yeah. But normally I see bugs everywhere. So I guess that first round worked. In my shed, I want to show you all the good treat, the goody goody. When I bought the house, I want y'all to know this is my find. This here. Oh, can the angels start singing? Because here is the beauty that they left me. So what happens is, it was an older lady who owned the house, right? And her kids did not want to clean out the house. So they left me this treasure. Someone says, what is this treasure? I'll show you. Now, this is worth half the house alone. Once I clean it up, get it all fixed, the $9K I spent on this house will be paid back to me in this, about $4.5 grand. This is from 1924. It's a phonograph where you put the records down. They even left the little things, and it has, my great-grandmother had one. Well, my great-grandmother had one, and she gave it to my grandma. These cabinets open up. You gotta have the things on there. But anyway, if I can keep it open for like 2 seconds here. So, you turn the handle, which it turns. And then the record spins, and it plays music. And it's a Brunswick. Oh, isn't that a beauty? Cover it back up. My brother told me to keep it. But let me tell y'all, as a single mom, this is probably the best idea and purchase that I could have made. In debt to my eyeballs because I just graduated from college with all them freaking Sallie Mae loans. Sallie Mae has literally tore my behind up. And I'm trying to do a business. And I'm trying to do so much stuff. And I'm trying to drop an album. Oh shoot, I gotta get my lock back on there before I go. And so it's a beautiful house. Even though it has a lot of work that it has to have. So anyway, I don't want to talk too loud because the owner's sister lives next door. So they didn't do their homework on their house. They were behind in their taxes. And so I paid essentially enough to cover the taxes on their homes, right? But your girl made a smart investment because once the house is actually fixed up, it's appraised already with as is at $65,000. Now, if y'all do the math, and I do the math, we can just say it's 10, call it good, with tax and all. But, walking into it, I'm $55,000 up in equity. And I'll just call it safe a good 40 to 45. So, if you really want to do something smart, and you have the money, I personally just happen to be really blessed by some family members to give me some loans, personal loans. But if you're blessed enough, go invest in a really, 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 really cheap house that nobody really wants to do the work on, and go do the work yourself. Yes, you're going to have to put some sweat equity in. Yes, you're going to have to come up with some cash. Yes, you're going to have to be kind of creative in thoughts, because when I first walked in this house, I was scared. I was shitless scared. I did not know what I was doing or how I was going to do it. But fortunately, I was raised by parents who taught me how to put up drywall and do some work. Okay? Unfortunately, I know some people who aren't afraid to jump in there and hook your girl up and work along with me. That's another thing. If you got friends that will help you do some stuff, use your friends. If you know some family members who's got some working skills as far as like construction work or whatever, and they're willing to just look out for you, utilize them. That's number one. And then, like I said, once that's together, I'm looking to jump in on this one. And this one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. And let me tell y'all, this neighborhood was so ratchet. So when I first bought this house, they said, beware, the prostitute that lives over here likes to break in over here with her johns. I said, oh hell no, no she don't. She ain't gonna like it when I move in. But unfortunate events have caused for this house to have to be boarded up and be on the market. Well, not really even on the market yet. This is like not even on the market. So it just so happened that they knew that I was willing to fix this house up, and said, hey, what do you think about this house? And fortunately for me, I have family that wanted to jump in on it together and say, okay, we'll pull our money together to buy and fix this house. So that's our goal, to buy and fix the second house next door. Now, people always say they want to be the block. Can't be the block if you don't own the block. So some little old country black folks from Mississippi are ready to be the block. Hey, man. How you? Okay. Like I said, you got people all the time that are like, hey, I need some work. Hey, I'll help you out. So the guy down the street who happens to mow lawns says, call me. I'll help you demo. If you got 4 or 5 hours, 10 hours, whatever it is, I'll help you out. So that's the case. Down there, down the street, on the corner, right by, let me see, this stop sign here, if you can see my finger, okay, yeah, the stop sign there, on the corner is a school, and it's the Dunbar Elementary School, and that was one of the first black elementary schools, and then they segregated everything. And so now it's actually who I contract with for kids. So kids actually go down there because they're there for placements, for emergency shelters. So that's what they turned it into. And I get some of those kids at my shelter. So yeah. But anywho, quiet neighborhood, quiet block. Maybe have a block party or something one day. Get to know my neighbors.